Yo, what's up, guys? The NBA playoffs continues today, and I got my 4 favorite plays in this video. We're gonna get right into them, but first up, do me a huge favor, drop a like on this one. I feel really good about these plays, and guys, I said that yesterday, and what happened yesterday? We swept the Hornets Heat game, going 3-0 on our plays, and Shaedon Sharpe right here is about to cash us out. We just need one more point rebound or assist. I'm recording this as the game is still live. It's a really close one, so I got it up in the background, but I don't want to get this video out for you guys as early as possible. So, like I said before, drop a like on this one. Let's try to get to 10 likes in this video, guys. That'd be absolutely awesome. Now, let's move into the first thing that I talked about, which is the winnable. This is where I drop in free plays and a bunch of VIP stuff as well. You guys can get in here 100% free. Hit the link in the pinned comment of this video and go ahead and lock in right over here. Join the PrizePicks community. I'm dropping in a Discord in here very, very soon. So make sure you guys are locked in on the winnable. This is where you can get all my plays. Now, let's go right into play number one. We're not talking anymore, waste any more time. Let's hop right into the first game of the day, which is going to be Orlando versus Philly. And we're going for Tyrese Maxey here, more than 22.5 field goal attempts. You could also take him on 29.5 points. Honestly, I think either one's fine. But the reason why we're taking Maxey here, you might look at this and go, Bam, what are you talking about? This is a very, very bad play. He's only hit this in 2 out of the last 10 games. Surely this line is a little bit too high for him. Well, I'll tell you, when Joel Embiid is actually out, which in this case Embiid is not playing, Embiid is injured, that line actually goes for the entire season up slightly to 37.5. And you might be like, well, still, Bam, that's not a good hit rate. 37 is bad. Why are we taking the over on a play that's only 37? Well, the reason for that is it's the playoffs, guys. What happens in the playoffs? Well, you are going to feed your best player as much as humanly possible. And if you guys are questioning this, well, what is he even talking about, right? The playoffs, that doesn't mean anything, right? Just look at what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday? Boom. Number one player on the Charlotte Hornets, LaMelo Ball, 30 points, 31 shots. Star player basketball is 100% back in the playoffs. At least in these play-in games, when it comes to a series, you've got to have mid-series adjustments. Those things happen. And of course, you can read that later on. But when it comes to a play-in game, a must-win game, or in this case, it's a win-and-you're-in game, this is key. These star players absolutely cook. And that was just one game, right? Look at the other game. Then you have Diaz right now has more points than he has minutes. And Devin Booker was cooking too at the first half. Then he's kind of cooled off. But the two star players, Devin Booker and Jalen Green, have both gone crazy for the Suns because they're taking a crap ton of shots. This is going to happen with the Philadelphia 76ers because Paul George is not to his number one, peak of his powers right now, of course. And the rest of the lineup, Edgecombe. Well, rookies do tend to struggle their first play in. We saw it with Nipple. I think Edgecombe is going to have the exact same thing happen to him. Honestly, fading a couple Edgecombe unders might not be a bad idea. Oubre and Adembona, none of these guys are as consistent of scorers as Tyrese Maxey here. This is a lovely play. More than 29.5 points or just taking to shoot a ton of shots. More than 22.5 field goal attempts. I don't hate it there either. So that is going to be play number one. We're going for Tyrese Maxey, but sticking in the same game, we've got another play, and that is going to be Franz Wagner. Now, we like Franz Wagner here less than 14.5 field goal attempts. He is obviously one of the star players, but not the number one star. Paolo Banchero is definitely that. And unlike the Sixers, the Magic actually have quite a few players who can take a good amount of shots in this game. I think Suggs falls into that category. Desmond Bane definitely falls into that category. And Wendell Carter is actually not that bad either. So Franz Wagner here to shoot 15 plus shots, I feel like that's a little bit of a stretch. He has hit the under here in 8 of the last 10 games. And really just as they're ramping up towards the playoffs, he has been shooting the ball less and less and less. And this is indicative of exactly the play style this Magic team will likely go ahead and take in the playoffs. And because of this playoff basketball, obviously the defense is going to be a significantly bigger factor than it usually is. Teams actually hold on to the ball a little bit longer than they usually do. And the Heat did not do that last night. But typically that is what ends up happening. And in this case, yeah, okay, the Suns just lost. I just watched this literally live. But anyways, back to the plays. Franz Wagner right here on the under at 14.5 field goal attempts. Bottom line is this play line is just set a little bit too high. So yeah, moving into play number 3, we're going over to probably the better game of the day, which is going to be Warriors and Clippers. Absolutely love this game. If you guys want to see exactly what I'm taking team-wise, so a team or a total, make sure to go ahead and lock in on the winnable completely free. I'm dropping in a play in here. Now, play number 1, Brandon Pajemski over 17.5 points and assists. And before everybody clicks off the video saying Brandon Pajemski is absolutely horrible at basketball, look at the stats, guys. I know people don't like B-pods. I know, okay? But he's been getting significantly better. And in this case, we actually do like him here more than 17.5 points and assists because he's hit this in 9 out of the last 10 games. And before you go and say, wait, Bam, one second. When Steph Curry's playing, he gets less minutes. And that is true, but it is not as much as you might think. Because in this case, if we go when Steph Curry's not playing, he still hit this in 8 out of the last 10 games. He still got to 30 points that game. His first 30 bomb of his career, by the way. So, Brandon Pajemski is actually feeling much better than he has done previously. And if the Clippers are smart, which they are, they will know that the one way that you can beat the Warriors, number one priority is Steph Curry. Make sure you're doubling Steph Curry. Make sure you're face guarding Steph Curry. Make sure Steph Curry is not beating you, because if the Clippers lose this game and Steph Curry beats them, that's an L. If the Clippers lose this game and Brandon Pajemski, D'Anthony Melton, Draymond Green, or Kristaps Porzingis beat them, that's fair freaking play. And the Clippers know that. The Clippers know that. They think that their Kawhi Leonard can be better than any of these guys. And yeah, but all we care about is who's going to get the opportunities. And in this case, Brandon Pajemski is going to get increased opportunities because of the immense guarding on Stephen Curry, because of really every team does that in the playoffs. We've seen this with Curry for quite a while now. And because of his current form here, it just makes a lot of sense to go ahead and hit this prop on the over. You could take his points at 14.5, but I like his points and assists more, especially because he has been getting the job done on the assists a lot. With Curry in the lineup, it makes more sense to go ahead and fade over towards the assists. Now, before I get into the fourth and final play of this video, I got to talk about one thing super quick, which is how you guys can make extra money, free money, honestly, taking sports picks. And it does not have to do with any picks. It's got to do with claiming your deposit matches. And in this case, Underdog Fantasy, when you play your first $5, it's giving you $50. That can go a long way if you play it right. $50 when you play your first 5. What could that extra $50 do for you? Well, I know this for sure. It's worth 5 minutes of your time. So go ahead and lock in. Use code BAM on Underdog Fantasy. If you're in any one of these yellow states, you're good to go. So lock in an Underdog. That is in the pinned comment of this video. And you can get on there $50 when you play your first 5. Now, if you are already on Underdog, go ahead, lock in on Novig. This is what I'm talking about, guys. There are so many apps that are giving you money for free for signing up. And when I say for free, I mean you're obviously starting to play app on them, right? Like in this case, you're starting with your first $5, and they give you $50. But still, that is a ridiculous offer to go ahead and claim, because Novig is giving you $50. Underdog is giving you $50. So you take what? 5 minutes of each app, 10 minutes of your time total, you're making $100. 10 minutes makes $100. That is ridiculous, guys. To go ahead and put that in dollars per hour perspective, if you are working 10 minutes and making $100, and you're doing that for an hour, you're making $600 an hour. $600 an hour. And if that's not worth it for 10 minutes of your time, I don't know what it is, guys. Lock in on Underdog, lock in on Onyx, lock in on Underdog, and lock in on Novig. When you sign up with code BAM, you'll be able to get those off. And Novig is available in all of these blue states right here, so likely you're good to go. Now, let's get into play number 4. We're going over to Kawhi Leonard here, and we are, unfortunately, fading the GOAT. Kawhi Leonard on the under at 41.5 points, rebounds, and assists. At the end of the day, guys, this line is too high. 41.5 is just downright ridiculous for Kawhi Leonard. He could still hit this, but the probability of him hitting it is lower than the probability of him missing, and that's all we're taking right here. All we're looking towards is the probabilities, and in this case, Kawhi Leonard on a team where there are other stars, like we're mentioning before, namely Darius Garland, I expect him to step up a ton, but even guys like Chris Dunn and Derrick Jones Jr. and Brook Lopez could all get hot from 3. That is kind of how I envision the Clippers playing this, as a more of a team-based game than just one guy, star player, going to absolutely go bully ball and try to make his way through 1v5ing every time. So that's why I like Kawhi Leonard here on the under at 41.5. And guys, that's all I got for this one. Those are my 4 plays. One more time, if you're watching this all the way to the end, drop a like, drop a subscribe. I don't miss any single video for you guys. We're dropping NBA plays all the way through playoffs, and we're going to make some money. That's all I got for this one. Let's green out on NBA Wednesday.